Foundation. Legal analyst and former federal prosecutor, Nima Rahman.
That is going to be then. This is now, and with the play. Here's.
Thank you very much, Moan. Zach McKinstry getting ready to step into the batter's box left side against Roki Sasaki, the 23-year-old making his Dodgers debut, second start of the year. Pitched game 2 in Tokyo. Things didn't go exactly as planned for him, but he only allowed 1 hit. And he's ready to go, working out of the stretch to McKinstry. High late kick, and the right-hander's Choma's outside, ball 1. And we're underway at 6:10 in the evening. 63 pleasant degrees, the game time temperature, brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Sasaki's next pitch, way inside, will hit him. And it's now 2-0 to McKinstry. Dodgers wearing their traditional home uniforms now. The first 2 games, they had the gold numbers, signifying the world champs. Did so in the opener for opening day, and then in game 2 for day. They got their World Series rings yesterday. McKinstry slaps one to left, a hopper to Conforto, an opposite field base hit, and the Tigers have the first base runner of the ballgame.
We're going to find out. One thing the Tigers have done in this series, they had a lot of traffic on the bases, but they have not been able to come up with timely hits once they get them in scoring position.
Left-handed batter, left fielder Riley Green is up. Middle infield playing for 2. Rojas at short, got red spikes, red glove. And Tommy Edman at second. Swing and a miss by Dean. And that is the slider. We didn't see much of the slider against Cubs. The splitter, he threw 15 of those in just 2 swings. He just did not connect in the strike zone with it in game 1. It's outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Give me a sec.
Tigers wrapping up this portion of the road trip. They'll head to Seattle right after this. They'll have tomorrow off like the Dodgers. They've got their gray traveling uniforms on, the deep navy blue numerals with the orange trim. And the pitch. That's high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
A little bit odd looking at Sasaki. We saw him in Arizona in spring training. His control was right there, but you figure the start that he had in Japan, his native country, it was adrenaline overload, and now trying to dial it in.
2-1 pitch is a slider down low. 3-1 to Riley Green. Green for 10 on the season so far. One of his 3 hits a double. Stretch. McKinstry leads at first. Now the pitch. Swung on, foul, stricken. It's now a full count, 3-2.
And what would have been ball 4, that pitch was well off the plate outside.
And that's one of the things that really Sasaki needed to zero in against the Cubs, and will need to do again here tonight. And more around the strike zone. Did not throw that many pitches in the zone last time. And they're all fouled back to the screen. In fact, his first pitch strikes alone against the Cubs. He had 14 first pitches and only threw 3 first pitch strikes out of the 56 total pitches he in the game. 3-2. Swung on a missed strike for a fastball, 97. And that's the first strikeout of the night for Roki Sasaki.
And Green helped out Sasaki. He would have had a walk on 2 different as an at bat. Both times he went fishing and failed.
1 down and 1 on for Spencer Torkelson. Torkelson having a good night, or a good series, I should say. 3 for 6. And that hasn't begun yet, so we don't know what to count his night. 1 ball and no strikes to Torkelson, right-handed hitting first baseman. Sasaki, third base side of the rubber, stretching, holding. Now he fires, and it's inside with a fast. He's been around 97. Remember, in the first inning in Tokyo against the Cubs, he registered a fastball at 101, and that is what folks in Japan the last few years were accustomed to seeing out of Roki Sasaki. Pitch swung on, fouled away to the right. Last year, his velocity dipped a little bit. Prior to that, he was around 100, 101 most of the time. McKinstry, a leadoff single, leads at first. 1 out. 2-1 pitch. Header missing in. It's 3-1. That's Sasaki.
Third batter in a row, Tim, that Sasaki has been behind in the count.
And a 3-1 offer on the way to Torkelson. Here it comes. Swung on, ground ball just wide of third for strike two. So when Shohei Ohtani was a high schooler in Iwate Prefecture up in Japan, he set a high school record with the highest velocity fastball, and later that broke that record. Torkelson hits one down the third base side, goes off the protective netting, and trampolines out to Michael Conforto in left field. So they'll wait for him to get back to position after fielding that. 1 out, 1 on, 3 balls, 2 strikes. A little bit of a breeze going out toward right center at the moment. Here comes the payoff pitch from Sasaki. Swung on, ground ball left side. That's through the hole into base hit. The second hit allowed. That's twice as many hits as he gave up his debut against Chicago.
Here's the numbers on the Tigers in each of the first games. They've had 24 at-bats with runners in scoring position coming into this spot right here. They've had only 2 hits. The Dodgers, winning each of the first 2 games, have had just a total of 8 hits or 8 runners opportunities with runners in scoring position, but they have 4 hits. So you have one team that's hitting 500 is in scoring position. The other one's hitting 105 in this series.
Stands second. Infield will play for 2 in the middle. 1 down. The designated hitter, Harry Carpenter, at the plate. First pitch missing outside. And Jeremy Rayhack is calling the balls and strikes. Remember when he was a minor league now he's been a regular for a few years. Here's a 1-0. It's in for a strike through the slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. Harry Carpenter.
I just wonder if his slider is going to be something he goes to a little more often right now until he's able to dial in that splitter.
Now a 1-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up. The infield coming in as the shortstop Rojas on the grass. Left side of the mound, he'll make the catch. Infield fly rule in effect. So it didn't matter if he caught it or not. Carpenter was automatically out due to the infield fly rule. And the runners can advance their own risk, which they did not. So with 2 men on, there are now 2 men out. And Colt Keith stands in from the left side. Keith, the second baseman. Remember last July 15th in Detroit, he had a game-tying home run against the Dodgers in the 9th. Gio Urshela, then with the Tigers, would come on to win it with a home run of his own, the 10th. Dodgers had a tough series in Detroit last July. And Colt Keith was a big part of it. Now the 1-0, Sasaki. A strike call, a splitter. They wanted to peel down to third. Third base umpire John Tumpane said, yeah, he went around. So that'll count as a swing and a miss on the splitter. 1-1 the count. Sasaki's pitch. Looked pretty good. Good looking splitter. Keith took it. And it came in just a little bit low, 2-1. Well, that is a tough pitch to lay off. Out offering is swung on, hit down the left field line, and is slicing. And that'll be out of play. Long foul ball and a long strike. 2-2 the count.
Once you learn the tendencies of, you can really tell if the catcher agrees or disagrees with the call. After that pitch to Keith, it was called the ball down low. Immediately, Williams looked over in the dugout. I don't know if he looked over the dugout before or after he heard something being said from the dugout.
Stretch on the 2-2. Outside, full count, 3-2. I've already seen some highlights, Mo, of some players tapping the top of their helmet in regular season games already.
It's their way of protesting.
Yeah. I think spring training trained them to do that with the ABS system.
And I'm certain how well it's been received by umpires saying that.
Yeah.
It's like saying, hey, I know you missed it. I'm going to tell everyone else in the ballpark I think you missed it.
McKay at second base. Torkelson is at first. They'll move. Here's the payoff. Swung on, tapped foul up the first base side.
Oh, the Tigers starting off season difficulty with runners in scoring position. Not that strange to them. They had the third lowest average as a team last year in this spot. It was the White Sox the lowest. That's not a surprise. Then the A's. And then the Tigers. What about the Dodgers? Third best in baseball.
3-2 pitch once more. Runners go. And it's low and in. The bases are full of Tigers here at the top of the first.
and went with a breaking ball on a full count.
Pryor is going to come out with translator Will Ireton. They're going to have a conversation. This is set up. You hope not, but the way things are going, 27 pitches to get 2 outs, and he's loaded the bases in the top of the first. This may be a short night for Sasaki.
It was a short night in Tokyo. It took 57 pitches to get through 3 innings, record 9 outs.
This mound visit brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice. Home plate umpire Jeremy Ring out to break up the party on the mound. And McKinstry will be the runner at third base. Torkelson at second. And Keith down at first. So bases full, 2 down. Manny Margot coming up. Margot, you remember last night, was thrown out at the plate on a terrific relay from Tommy Edman. And Austin Barnes made a falling tag that was not seen. Who called Margot first. After further review, looking at all the angles, it was determined that Barnes had actually grazed Margot, and the run was taken off the board. To Margot, right-handed batter, a little swinging bunt up the third base side. This is going to be a base hit. Everybody's safe. And McKinstry comes into score. It's 1-0 Detroit.
The ball wasn't hit 30 feet down the line.
Well, a run batted in Margot on a ball that did not travel very far.
Well, if you've been standing in front of that, it would not have bloodied your nose had it hit it.
Just an excuse me base hit. Torkelson moves Keith to second. Base is still loaded. And it's the second time in this series that Detroit has scored first in the game, but they're 0-1 when they do score first. 1 ball and no strikes to Trey Sweeney. Former first-round pick of the Yankees, was with the Dodgers last year in spring training. Big cut by the left-handed hitter, shortstop. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. And Sasaki ready to throw. Right-hander's pitch. High and away. I remember last year in clubhouse at Camelback Ranch, I asked Trey, where were you when you got the phone call? You were traded from the Yankees to the Dodgers. He said, I was working out. He said, I answered the phone, heard what they said, hung up the phone, continued working. 2-1. Swung out and popped up foul. Third base chasing his Muncy, but he'll run out of room. That'll go into the seats.
Actually, not a bad ball to receive because it was going to open up opportunities to play. McKinstry falls in that same category. Look at Michael Busch. We saw him a lot in spring training. With the Cubs also in Tokyo. The door opened because there's with the players that were in front of him.
2-2 to Sweeney. The pitch. Outside 3-2. Way too many pitches for Sasaki.
Way too many pitches. And the problem is, too, he's missing up, down, and out. There's no consistency to an area to say, hey, look, let's make an adjustment.
This should be the 34th pitch of the inning. And it's popped up foul and out of play of 35th. But for Sweeney, just watching him last year with the Dodgers in spring training, you could tell he was close. And the trade to Detroit, he was involved with the trade for Jack Flaherty. And now the Tigers have Flaherty back and Sweeney. Runners will go. The 3-2. Swung on, fouled back again. As the Tigers continue to spoil a lot of Sasaki pitches. This is just his 71st professional start. He had 69 starts in Japan, and his second major league start tonight. Again, the payoff. Swung on and fouled back.
And he's not fooling any of the hitters to this point either. Of course, they're seeing a load of pitches from which to select from.
This will be the 9th of the at-bat, 37th of the game. And we're in the top of the first. Tigers 1-0 lead. Sasaki ready to go. Glove up by his face. Now he kicks and fires. And this one is popped up. Might be playable near the Dodger dugout. It's drifting just over it. And passing into the seats next to the dugout. And there is action right now in the Dodger bullpen left-hander Jack Rogers is starting to throw. We're in the top of the first. Runners lead first, second, third. Again, the 3-2 pitch from Sasaki. It is outside, ball 4. And the Tigers now lead it 2-0. As they got a run home on barely a ground ball. And now Sasaki has walked in a run. Torkelson scores. Heath to third. Margot to second. And Sweeney to first.
This is coming into a situation as painful as it may be for Dave Roberts and the Dodgers. If you're not going to throw strikes, you're not going to stay in the game.
Now Jake Rogers, the catcher, right-handed hitter, fouls. Rogers caught every inning that Tarek Skubal last year of his American League Cy Young season. Rogers, the number 8 hitter in the Tigers order, the pitch. That is snapped in there for a strike. Fastball at 96. Rogers out of Canyon, Texas. Sasaki needs strikes to land here. There's a ground ball to third off the bat of Rogers. Out by Muncy. He'll step on the bag, get the force out at the Tigers decide. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 3 left. And at the end of a half inning at Dodger Stadium, it's the Tigers 2 and the Dodgers coming to bat.
Yeah, I love that Speedy Cash. When life throws you a curveball, it's Speedy Cash your home base to apply for the cash you need. Speedy Cash offers financial solutions that can provide you with cash today. Since 1997, Speedy Cash has helped millions get cash when they need it most. With locations across Southern California, help is close by. Simply call, click, or come in, and you could have cash today. Get started at SpeedyCash.com. Speedy Cash, official sponsor of Head Weekend.
Yeah, I love that Speedy Cash.
Subject to state regulations, eligibility, credit check, underwriting, and approval, and meet state database eligibility where required based on type of lending product or credit. All products are not available at all locations. Rates, terms, and conditions apply. See associate for details. Decisions and funding time subject to system limitations. Some applications may require verification, which can delay the lending decision. Company is licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection Innovation pursuant to California Deferred Deposit Transaction Law. CalFin code 23000 at SEC.
Eric Dickerson here for my favorite spot in the desert, Spotlight 29.
When you're in the Coachella Valley, nobody brings you fun and excitement like Spotlight 29 Casino. They've added hundreds of new slots and 5 treasures talk about it. Exclusive to Spotlight 29.
And the best lineup of entertainers anywhere.
Go to Spotlight29.com for details.
Plus, the gaming age is now teen.
So get to the Coachella Valley.
Great shows, bright lights, and big winnings. Spotlight 29.
Coachella's best bet.
Tigers, we go to the bottom of the first inning. And Shohei Ohtani lead off against Reese Olson. Olson, 25-year-old out of Gainesville, Georgia. 13th round pick in 2018 by Milwaukee, and then the Brewers traded him to the Tigers in July of 2021 when he was still a prospect. He came right out of high school, and now he faces Ohtani to start things off. Ohtani 6 for 16 on the young season, 375, 2 homers, 2 runs batted in. He takes a strike here. Ohtani was one of 3 Dodgers to receive their Slugger Awards prior to the game. Oscar Hernandez is on deck, was about Mookie Betts. Another check swing, and the count 1 to Ohtani. For Ohtani, his 3rd overall Louisville Silver Slugger Award. Same for Teoscar Hernandez. For Betts, his 7th, and his 4th with the Dodgers. Slider in for a taken by Ohtani. He'll request time. The Dodgers also won the Team Silver Slugger Award for having the best offensive team in baseball. Last pitch looked a little bit low, didn't it?
Yep.
Here's a 1-ball 2-strike pitch, and Ohtani